Yes, sir. Yo. Yo, I woke up today feeling good. Cause my homie and his girl are moving out of the hood. And my other homie got his job to double his pay. My other homie nicotine free 3 weeks today. And my homegirl just touched down out in Cali doing yoga on the beach, smoking that good Valley. My other friend says he got a seed in the way. I can't believe this, all this good news in a day. I ain't expect this, I ain't even done eating breakfast. Sun ain't even come up and they on God's checklist. Thank the higher powers, the devil and beat them to it. Blessings around my way don't flow fluid. It's hard to do it when you live in the mud, and the flower don't bloom if you don't water the bud. And where's the love? Cause I already seen hate. I love putting hate up in this place, no need to save face. It's all pure like when it rains and the sun is out. OG told me to swing by the crib cause the sun is out. After doing 20 years for shit he ain't do. Yeah, I know what you thinking, but chill, his innocence is true. I'ma put that on the list of today's to-dos, right next to feed the homeless. At least 2 dudes, don't know if they gon' choose to eat or feed their habit. I guess they unlucky, never held to feed of rabbits. Priority number 1, check up on Mom Dukes. Call my pops and say, I'm the man I am cause of you. Gotta show some gratitude before I lose my longitude and latitude and can't get back to this peaceful attitude. Chances are the global powers tomorrow will have me sour. There's only 24 in a day, I'll waste the hours. Tomorrow, yeah, there'll be some darkness I'ma fight. But today, for the rest of the day, I'ma keep it light. Gotta recognize the sun while it still shines. Cause you know we all living on borrowed time. You gotta recognize the love that your mind feels. Cause tomorrow we might be running through minefields. And since tomorrow we might be running through minefields, you gotta recognize the love that your mind feels. And since you know we all living on borrowed time, you gotta recognize the sun while it still shines, you know? Something like, yes sir. AWOL podcast, we out here. Yes sir. We back with another one. Well, I'm back with another one. That's crazy, right? We back. Well, it is what it is. Shout out to everybody out there. AWOL podcast. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. You already know what it is. Yeah, man. Thank you for everybody that's been rocking with me so far. I say that every time, but I mean it every time. I know the last 2 episodes, I forgot. I lost track of which. This might be 63. Who knows? But I did People at the Party 2 episodes ago where I discussed life, and life is a party and there's people at a party. So if you go to enough parties, you recognize that even in life, it's a party. In the same way there's whoever at a real live party that only lasts a couple hours, life lasts as long as life is, and you're going to run into those same people and you keep them lessons. Then I did suicide awareness episode, right? Because just go watch it. That was episode 62. I had to touch on some things, right? And that was a little dark, right? So I wanted to lighten up the mood a little bit. And this is going to be feeling good. You know what I mean? Feeling good. This is going to be titled Feeling Good. Because you know what? I'm feeling good. Life is life. And then every time, regardless of whatever darkness there is, there's always light. Once again, I thank the higher powers that I'm chilling. You feel me? I'm chilling. But some people aren't chilling. So therefore, like I said, you have to recognize the sun while it still shines. Because you know we all living on borrowed time. So recognize the love that your mind feels. Because tomorrow we might be running through minefields. And that's a fact. So every time, everybody got their issues, right? So when you wake up in the morning, it might be Monday. Your Sunday might be your Monday, and you're like, yo, I got to do this, I got to do that. Yeah, okay. Somebody always has it worse than you. For example, you might be the best basketball player ever, but there's another guy that nobody knows about that'll ball you. You feel me? You may be the best fighter ever. You're like, I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Until you run up on this guy that nobody knows and you're getting choked out. There's always somebody better. And that goes to whatever pain you're feeling that you think you're at the bottom of it, there's always somebody who got it worse than you. So instead of dwelling on the pain that you got or what you're going through, fun little exercise is to appreciate what you do have. And I do that every time. With multiple things in life, I do that. I don't know if it's the books I read or going to the culinary art school in New York and just being in the city around this melting pot of people. For school was 2 years. Then I worked in New York for another 2 years. So 4 years straight, 6 days a week, I was in New York. On the subway, on a PATH train, on a transit train, in a restaurant. You know what I mean? You just run into so many people. And I love talking to strangers, right? Because like you might have an assumption or judge a book by its cover. And then you talk to them and you're like, oh shit. Some are like, yeah, I'm richer than you. And you're like, fuck, man. Homie richer than me, son. Or you might meet a shorty and she tells you something so dramatic where you're like, oh shit, I'm actually doing pretty good. Like, that's what it is. So I don't know if it's all that and then going out and hitting the city up with my homie, once again, who shall remain nameless until he's done with his career. And I swear to God, the day he retires, I'm going to pick him up and we're going to come over here and do this podcast. He might even be my co-host. You know what I mean? But we got like 4 years for that. Let's see if this is still rocking by then. But for example, when I say grace, when I sit down to eat food, I hate saying grace. I hate when grace is said. Not that I hate. Hate is a strong word. I dislike the traditional process of saying grace at Thanksgiving or whatever the case may be, right? Because people say grace before they eat a meal. And they say, I'm glad for my family, for everybody's health, and all these other good things. They're all good. Don't get it twisted. They all good. But when I say grace and I go to sit down, I always say grace before I eat. I don't care what it is. I might say it in my head and nobody might see it, but I always say grace internally because I am grateful for this food. Nothing else. Because if I had to say grace, because I say grace when I chill with my homies. I say grace when I chill with something nice. I'm just grateful for everything, but I'm grateful for that particular thing. I don't add extra stuff because it dilutes, because you're just going to say a generic grace for everything. Everything and everything. So when I sit down, I say grace for the food I'm about to eat. Because I know there are people that are struggling to eat. You get me? So I feel good when I get to eat. It's feel good. Feel good that you got a meal. Yeah, you might be eating your meal on lunch at a job you don't hate. That you do hate, my bad. A job that you hate. But guess what, fam? You eating. Why are you worried about your job? Be thankful for this 15 minutes outside of your sucky job if it sucks. And don't bring in your sucky job to this meal. There's people that, let alone a job, they don't get to eat. There's somebody right now, while you're listening to this, they are making mud cookies. Google it. Mud cookies. Cookies out of mud. And they eat it as if it is food. I might be wrong, but I'm like 99.9% right. That they make mud cookies to eat. So when I say grace, I feel good that I get to sit down and I pray to the higher powers and I give thanks and I say, please let me finish all of this food, because there's people out there that don't get any. And here I come. Oh, the steak was overcooked. I don't want it. Throw it in the trash. Somebody else will eat that steak and it might as well be at 5-star. They might as well be at a Michelin restaurant with an overcooked. They don't give a shit. A bag of Doritos. We complain. There's too much air in the bag. There's not enough Doritos in the bag. You're complaining about air and the amount of Doritos you get in a bag. Mud cookies. So that's the whole thing of feeling good. Feel good when you sit down. You have the right, if you worked hard for your money, feel good that you're eating that meal, right? But every now and then, man, you just gotta let all the negative shit go. It's not healthy to harbor those thoughts. I'm telling you right now, it's not healthy. I don't know how people with mental issues go through it. Once again, I thank the higher powers. I'm blessed to be chilling. Do I work for mine? 1,000%. Everything I got. Of course, you got love from homies and family and whatever, but nobody gave me anything. I got what I got, but I'm grateful for that. But at the same time, I have to recognize that despite how hard some people work, they still don't get it. And that's a fact. So instead of me going, I got what I got because of me, I go, thank the universe for letting me have it. Thank the universe for letting my hard work pay off. Sure, I go to work. They play me sometimes with making my bread. But I'm grateful that I get to eat. I'm grateful that I have all this expensive shit. Ain't even that expensive, you know what I mean? But once again, see, it's not that expensive. Bro, somebody will sell this mixer right now and they will live for a whole year like Trump, chilling in whatever village they're in. You feel me? But I'm like, it's not that expensive. That's ungrateful to me. All day is a balance. Every day is a balance of, every thought to me is a balance of, I say something and I go, you're tripping. Think about it. Put yourself in the shoes of somebody else. And if you could technically do that for a while, or almost every thought, it is a burden because now you out here like, damn. But if you do that, you would appreciate everything a lot more than what you do. So sure, life sucks sometimes, but I'm saying you got to feel good for what you have. You have to feel good. We here. That whole mask, no mask, vaccine, no vaccine, Russia, Ukraine, racism, dirty cops, mandates, QAnon, whatever you want to talk about. At the end of the day, none of that matters in real life to me. I go to ShopRite. I don't care what race the register lady is. Super nice to me. Car wash, super nice to me. Wherever you go, everybody's primarily nice. For the most part. For the most part, everybody's nice. If you pay attention to social media and the internet and the news and all this, you would think that the world's mayhem out there. It really isn't. It really isn't crazy out there. So it's like, just recognize that. If you got to delete Twitter, if you can't handle Twitter, don't be on Twitter. If you're on Instagram and it's not making you feel good, just delete Instagram. Take a break. You come back. To all the shorties out there, if you look at Instagram, you're like, damn, I don't look like that. Who cares what they look like? It's probably all fake to begin with. You feel me? Imagine if no filters ever existed and everybody has to post themselves as what they are. You'd be like, shh, I went from a 5 to a 9, right? And they went from 9 to a 5. That's what I'm saying. If you can't handle it, don't do it. And if you could do it, but either way, recognize it. Just feel good about yourselves. Everybody, we all got to feel good. The point is to feel good. My homie just came back from doing something very important in his life. Way younger than me, right? By at least 11 years, 12 years younger than me. Super mature though. Right? From the day I think he was 14 when I met him. 15, I don't even know how old he was, right? But he just came back from doing something super important in his life. And he did it. And I saw the whole process. The toll, I don't know the exact toll, right? I could imagine the toll that it took on his family. I mean, he's married with kids. He's only 28 on some high school love shit. I probably mentioned this situation in a different episode, but he's 28 right now and just did a major move. He came back and he looked lighter. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he's feeling good. And I'm feeling good that he's feeling good. That's what I'm saying. Recognize the sun while it still shines. Because you know we all living on borrowed time. That's what I mean. When you see something like that, appreciate it. When you see somebody that just bought a new car, appreciate it. Don't say, I wish I had it. It must be nice. That's the worst thing ever. Oh, shit. I hate the must be nice. What do you mean must be nice? You don't know what that person did to get there. You don't know the trials and tribulations, the ups and downs, the high points, the low points. You don't know. None of us know what it is that those people did to get there. So instead of saying must be nice, just recognize their achievements. You don't got to say it out loud. Just go and keep it moving. That's the thing that I feel like that as a society we do. And I think that it isn't on purpose that we do this. But I think just with, as humans, wanting money, power, respect, and a higher level of appreciation from other people, I feel like we see somebody else doing something that we would never would want to do. But then we see them do it, and instead of giving him love, we go, I could have did that. That's I must be nice. Somebody bought a new car, I could buy a new car. Somebody bought a house, I could buy a house right now. Somebody got a raise, I could get a raise. I just ain't really trying to go in there and bark. What? I get it, but don't do that. That's crazy. Because when somebody buys a car, and if you go, I could buy a new car, those people can't buy a new car. So instead of saying, yo, your whip is dope, right? As what they should say, by them saying, I could buy a new car, is because they are insecure with themselves. They have to, it's mainly those people that go, must be nice, is because it don't matter what you do. Like I said, if you learn how to fly a plane and they go, I could fly a plane. They never wanted to fly a plane. They don't give a fuck about flying a plane. They're just upset that you accomplished something and they didn't. It doesn't matter what you accomplished. The fact that you did something and they didn't, it almost makes them feel less than you. Which is, to those people, don't do that. Just give them flowers. Somebody's probably giving you flowers as well. But if you're too busy jealous over somebody else's or refuse to give somebody else flowers, nobody's going to give you flowers. The energy's real. We could see that shit, fam. We could see that shit. We could see the jealousy and envy. You feel me? Like, it's wild. That shit comes off of you with the foulest stench that you could ever imagine. It seeps through your pores. You may not think that others don't see it. We see it. It's easily spotted. That must be nice person. And it is easily spotted as well, if you're aware, when you get something and somebody else goes, oh, that's super dope. But you remember last month, they're like, I can't stand that car. But when you pull up in that car, they go, yo, that shit fire. You know they don't like it. They could have been like, oh, well, you know, that's a whatever. But when they go, oh, that's just dope, you're like, see, that person's cool. I know they don't like the whip, but they're just happy for me that I bought the whip, and it is what it is. We all got to be like that. We need to show more love. We need to be more, I know this is go hug a tree shit, you feel me? But I don't care. Go hug a tree, you know what I mean? But as soon as you start buying crystals and doing some extra shit and you pull up with wooden beads around your neck, we might have a little discussion on the extracurricular activities. But Just be nice. Love everybody. Be good. Be cool. Feel good. We got to feel good, man. Life is short. And I, of course, I'm not out here, like I said, on some burning sage every day. And I go through my shit. Everybody goes through their shit. I was pissed off yesterday morning. 9 o'clock in the morning, my job had me heated. And I held that anger all the way until 3:30. All the way until 3:30, I was super tight. Super tight. Then got out of work and I was like, fuck. Made a nice steak. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, sheesh. I just watched the Super Bowl with some peoples on a projector that covers the whole wall. That shit like 10 feet by 12 feet. I'm watching the Super Bowl the night before. Now I'm eating steak, peppers, onions, mashed potatoes. I'm chilling. Cold beer. I got water on deck. Clean water. Cup of coffee. Lunch for tomorrow. And I'm mad because of my job did something. I'm mad because they, fucking with my money. But at the end of the day, I'm good. If you're good, we all good. And like I said, there's always somebody that has it worse than you. That was the whole point of that shit I put. Where in one day you could get so much good news. In one day. The day ain't even start yet. And if you don't open yourself up to receive good news, you're not gonna hear it. Open yourself up to hear other people's success and their winnings. Give them their flowers. Give everybody else love. If you don't get it back, cool. That's not on you. The universe is gonna know what it is. Give everybody else love. Appreciate everybody else. Call your mom. Call your pops if they still in your life. Call your brother if you hit him up in a while and be like, what up, bro? You know what I'm saying? Call your sister. Maybe throw the ball one more time with your kid. Just appreciate what you have. You know what I mean? Every time you eat food, understand that some people don't get to eat at all. They are starving right now while I'm on this shit. While I'm about to go in there and chef up some dope meal, I know that while I'm cooking that meal, I have it maybe better than what I should. When I see a homeless person and I give them $1 or whatever, it doesn't matter. Why they're gonna spend it on? You don't know that. And second of all, that's not my decision to make. The universe knows where my heart is at. I don't know if they're going to choose to eat or feed their habit. I guess they're unlucky. Never held to feed the rabbits. I don't know. Maybe they're unlucky. Maybe they're going to feed their habit or eat. I don't know. But if I go in it with that thought process and I think that they're going to feed their habit and I don't give them that $1, but they really were going to go buy a cheeseburger, who's the asshole? Me for assuming what this person was going to do? Hey, man. The world knows where my heart was at. You know what I mean? The higher powers knows what I was doing. They're going to go, hey, he gave $1. I hope the homie got a slice. I hope shorty got a slice. Instead, they go in and got a hit. My bad. You know what I mean? Maybe that was a hit that made them hit rock bottom. Maybe that was a hit. Maybe that was a hit that made them hit. I'm over here going over bars in my head while I'm on the podcast. It's wild. I really do this, fam. I don't know. But yeah, like you just gotta be good, man. Just feel good. I just wanted to make this episode about feeling good, even though I probably did a bad attempt of it because I still kind of dark, right, with everything else. But I'm just saying, feel good. Love yourself. Life is a right. It's a right. And if it's not a right, it will be a right. It might not seem like it, but think about how much worse it could be, and think about all the stuff that you do have instead of the stuff that you don't have. Because the stuff that you don't have, somebody else doesn't even think about. Their stuff that they wish that they don't have is the stuff that you do have. So what you're wishing for, somebody is wishing for what you already have. So feel good. I feel good. Life is good. It's great. Tomorrow there'll be some darkness I'm going to fight. But today, for the rest of the day, I'm going to keep it light. Tomorrow's tomorrow. Today, I feel good. I feel good every day, almost every day, till my job gets me mad. But that allows for a couple hours. And then I'm back on my feel good shit. You know what I mean? But, yeah, this episode is something light. As far as guests are concerned, if y'all wondering, it's just hard, bro. It's hard with scheduling, and then you book somebody, and then they go, I'm not going to make it. Or we come and do an episode, and they're like, can we delete that? Or I would like to be on, but I don't want to be on because it's like I don't want people hearing what I got to say. And it's like, I wouldn't have you on as a person I am if you talking wild or if you don't make sense. I don't think I have a couple deleted episodes I have. They're still stored. Like I said, I might make a Patreon. Or if I ever get canceled, I'm going to start a Patreon and dump them episodes and get paid for it. Because I got some gems. Well, I don't think we're wild. It was just some alcohol was involved and there were sensitive topics that I don't think you should mix with alcohol in those topics. But for people just shooting the shit, which is what I intended this podcast to be. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a virologist. I'm not a psychologist. You know what I mean? I'm not a doctor. I don't know a master. I don't know any of that. But who knows? So as far as guests, it is what it is. I feel good. I'm doing this to feel good. And hopefully y'all feel good. I don't know. Sometimes we're laughing. Sometimes you hear the episode's a little dark. Sometimes I get 150, 250 views. Sometimes I get 11. I don't care. You know why? Because I feel good. I get to do this and feel good. Some people are picking diamonds, and if they don't pick it up, their arm gets chopped off. I'm feeling good. I'm all right. I don't care about the views and subscriptions. But please like, share, subscribe. All that, I got to do that. I got to call to action. I got to say all that. It just helps the algorithm. But it is what it is. If I don't drop another episode for a month, I apologize. If you want more, leave a comment, hit the email. It's already in the front and the end of the video. AWOLpod@gmail, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I don't know. If you want to hear a subject or want me to touch on a subject, if there's a guest that you think I should have on, or somebody within the local area, because it's hard enough to get a guest as it is. But if there's somebody you think that would like to have an uncensored, long-form conversation with no script. I ain't trying to, map it out on the shit we gonna talk about. Listen, we'll get there. Trust me, there's nobody rushing you out of the room. We coolin'. We could sit down for 5 hours. You could come back 3 weekends in a row, and we'll just have a series, part 1, part 2, part 3, 9 hours deep. I don't care. So it's just free. Let's just be free. Let's feel good. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody. I love y'all. Be good to yourself. Hug yourselves. Don't hug nobody else unless it's consensual, because I don't want no problems with it. But yeah, be good. Feel good. Appreciate what you have. It's all love, and I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I'm out of here. Peace.